If you're watching this now, that means that the live stream's already over. But I do appreciate you watching. Dakota, Michael, what's up? They, I don't know who they is. We got some new models to look at though, and another knife that we need to clean. So that's what we'll be doing today. Now this stream isn't supposed to be super short, but it's not supposed to be super long either, so roughly an hour and 30 minutes. Because I have other things that I actually need to do today. We have a new Benchmade that's going to be up for sale. It's half serrated though, which is unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. It's a Benchmade Loco 808 in pretty solid condition. It's an S30V. Now apparently these things are kind of rare. Yeah, that sounds about right. I didn't know it existed until it popped up at the pawn shop, so. Wonder what that patent number's for. There is some scratching going on the pocket clip though. Factory edge, as far as I can tell. Is it sharp though? It's factory edge sharp. Not bad. No, it looks pretty dang good. So those things sell for between $240 and $500 apparently. Or at least they're listed for between $240 and $500. A few of them I think sold in the $300 range, so I'll be basing my prices based off of eBay, and I don't remember how much it sold for, the one that I was looking at. As for the other knife that we get to look at, that we actually get to take apart and clean, we got another ZT on the table. I'm going to assume they're all T10s. Damn, I'm good. And then, of course, we need to swap where the pocket clip is, because that is just fucking disgusting. Tip down, left-hand carry. What a shame. What a monster. No, this one's not for sale. So this is my ZT 550. I don't get nice shit very often when it comes to ZTs, so it's nice for me to have a chance at, oh, you piece of shit, T8 on the pivot, but T10 on everything else. Oh, that pisses me off a little bit. Ooh. They got some torque on there. It is a badass looking knife. I am happy to be working on it today. T10. And we'll get the extension out too. Oh. Might help if I try and loosen it. But yeah, I think that this is my first ZT in my personal collection. So, that I'm keeping anyway. That's not going to work. We'll keep that one out and this one. Nope. I got to go full ratchet on it because that screwdriver just ain't going to do it. Holy shit. There's no way that thing was going to come out without the ratchet. I'm definitely glad I got that. So this is a titanium frame lock with no lock bar insert. And I wanted to try that out because I've never tried it before. It's a thick stop pin. We'll go ahead and put all these back. The less tools we have out, the better. T10, T6. Vincente, what's up? How's it going? And Dennis, you said your favorite knife is your Spy. I assume you mean Spyderco. But you didn't finish your... So the way that this action works is, yeah, it's got a little bit of that mushrooming on it. But the way this action works is when it opens, it rubs right there. So this section of the titanium rubs on the blade, which isn't uncommon on knives that don't have the detent ball super high up anyway. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and remove yeah. Yep, okay. So I need to tighten the other one. You seem excited. I am trying to get all the issues with that design fixed, by the way. Did you watch the videos that I sent in that group chat? Romani, what's up? I can't read that other one though. But how's it going? Okay. Well, long story short, do you know the issues that the Civivi Buster had? If you know that, then my explanation will be significantly easier. Oh, okay. So what was going to happen if I left it the way that it was and didn't have them modifying the design a little bit is there is no, these are $250 I think on eBay. Anyway, there's a stop pin basically, and on that knife on the Buster, the stop pin stops about right here. And what was going to happen is as you sharpen it further, it won't stop there anymore. So it'll continue going past, and then it'll start slapping against the backspacer. The thing's in pretty decent condition, so I'm not super worried about anything here. If I was mildly worried, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Or I would have bought it and then fixed it up and then sold it. But most of the time, things don't have big issues. So this will need to be cleaned deeper than it already is, but that's the best I can do for now until I can take the screws out. A little bit of rust. It happens. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of mushrooming in there. But it's not terrible or anything. And that's kind of just the way that this thing was cut. Yeah, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take it to my 320. Whoa. No way. Well, I'm waiting for him to buy a knife from me that has been on hold for ever. Months. Literal months. That's chunks of the washer. You guys can see that phosphor bronze color on there. It wore off onto this. That's wild. I've never seen that before. Not a super common thing there. Wonder what caused that. Maybe excess tightness in the pivot. And then it just sat there forever. I doubt that stuff's going to come off. Hey, I just got a message about knife sharpening. Sweet. Wonder what all these holes are for. Oh, no joke. They used the same liner for both the Gen 1 and the Gen 2. Interesting. So, for anybody that doesn't know about this model, the Gen 1 doesn't have this deep carry pocket clip. It has a fat, wide pocket clip that hangs off, and it's not deep carry at all. And it had these two holes, and this one that I have is Gen 2 that has these two holes, and the Gen 3 had the same holes as the Gen 2, but a lock bar insert. Yeah, which I find quite interesting. I've never seen that before. So we're going to bring this to my 320 real quick and just get a whole bunch of that crap that's on there off. Either that or maybe they started making this liner before before they dropped the Gen 2, and then when they made the Gen 2, because they knew that they were going to add a deep carry clip. I don't know. I don't work at ZT. No, I haven't, but they're not too difficult. If it's anything like the I don't remember what the other model's name was. But they're not too difficult. Why do you ask? Shark Cub. That's what mine is. I've taken apart a Shark Cub and it's not that bad. Just watch the spring. That's a lot cleaner than it was. It didn't fully flatten it or anything because that's not what I was going for, but it definitely worked out well. As for this, we're almost out of isopropyl alcohol. Yeah, it's not that bad. I think I had my Shark Cub taken apart and put back together in 30 minutes, which included the cleaning, so just, again, watch the spring because you really don't want to send it flying. It'll go where Knives, I guess, had his Weehaw bits go to Narnia, and you'll never find them again. But yeah, that's just something to keep an eye on. It's not like I expect it to happen, because it didn't happen, didn't even come close to happening on mine. It's going to be hilarious when you find them 3 years from now. Here's January 7th, 2030. You'll suddenly have the urge to clean that room, and it's going to be right under a box of shit that you never even thought to look under. And then I'm going to sit there and laugh at you while I'm on my throne of $1 bills. Because the whole knife design thing went well. Who knows? Anyway, I don't expect you to lose the spring. I didn't lose mine or anything. And even then, I'm pretty sure that people make aftermarket spring kits for those with softer springs. So if you did lose it, you might as well just buy one of those. God damn, I go through Q-tips quick. Next time, definitely buying the paper ones. They're a lot more rigid than these. This is actually just about spotless on this side. I'm not even going to worry about cleaning this side at this point. It's just this inside that needs a little bit of attention. Yes, but at this point, I'm known for the Q-tips, so I'm having trouble figuring out how I pronounce that name. But how's your day going? Oh my god, KO, you're putting it back together wrong. Now, for anybody wondering why I'm putting it together like that, it's because I'm taking it back apart on the other side to clean this side. Come on. Oh, don't give me that crap. Yep, that's not going to work. Okay. Got one of them. Got two. Ooh, got three. There we go. Got all three screws loose. I didn't even need that second screwdriver. Beautiful. There we go. Now on this side, it needs the same treatment as the last side. Now I think I need a T6. Actually, the outside still looks amazing. There's a few dents here and there, but not a big deal. Okay. Looking good. One section that I still need to get right up in here. Oh yeah. And to the best of my abilities, all of this without bending the frame too far. Looks good. Okay. Should be able to put it back together now. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so while we still have the T6 in the driver, we're going to put the pocket clip in the position that I want it to be in. Ooh. Yep, I forgot to clean one other thing. Other than the standoffs, I need to do those too. Forgot to wipe off the pocket clip. Yep. Bunch of crap on there. I didn't need to hear about that. I'm sure I'll see something about it on Twitter later. I don't come to YouTube to learn news. I can see why your comment was held for review. No, it's just that a lot of times people just sit here and watch. It's not as talkative as your streams, unfortunately. The more people talk, the more it supports the channel, but sometimes people just want to watch. I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay. Another thing when you're making comments like that, you're saying, so for everybody who isn't paying attention or doesn't have their chat set to all messages, Vincent said, "ICE shot an unarmed woman 3 times in the head today." And when you're making comments like that, I highly recommend that you say an ICE officer instead of saying all of ICE, because I understand that you shouldn't need to clarify these things. However, it makes it sound worse when you don't clarify that it was a single person. Okay, now let's, as in a single person that did it. No, you have to change that to all messages. So what you do is you go up here to the 3 dots, and then you click on that, and then it shows chat, and top messages is what it's set at as soon as you join every time. So you have to change that every time. It's dumb, really dumb. So real quick, I'm gonna polish one side of these and rough up the other. Yeah, I completely agree that that's stupid. Just show me all the messages. Especially the fact that me, as the content creator, I have to change my chat every time that I start a live stream. Yeah, that's why. Because I set my chat to all messages as often as I can remember. No? Just a crappy way of doing things, YouTube. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, earlier, about 3 minutes ago, we had 34 people in here. The entire time that I was monetized, I didn't get over 25. Hell, the other night I had 50 people. That didn't happen once the entire time I was monetized. Oh, I didn't see that. Much better. So yeah, at this point we do know that either the algorithm hates me when I'm monetized, or YouTube was conspiring against me. Ooh. Anyway, we're back on track to hit 3K this month, so that's good. Money. Yeah, I can't do that voice. The one eternity later. I can't do that very well. Used to be able to do SpongeBob's laugh, and that shit was annoying as fuck, but I can't do that anymore because my voice doesn't go that high anymore. Yeah, I don't think that anybody's sad that I can't do SpongeBob's laugh. Okay, now I need to try and get these screws out. So we're done with the T6, we can put that away. I'm so glad that the smallest bit that this thing comes in is the T6. Because a lot of these larger sets end at T8. Hence why I don't want any of my designs to use T6s, because it's inconvenient and they break often. Now the upside, the design that I'm working on by myself, I want it to fit the Chris Reeve pocket clips. So that means every aftermarket pocket clip for the Chris Reeve knives will fit, or for the Sebenza will fit on that knife. So as soon as it comes out, it'll have some sort of aftermarket support. Thinking ahead there. Okay. Now that we got that completely apart. Oh, that one was this one. Now, when everything's all said and done with this knife, I'd like to have an aftermarket titanium scale for it. And a regrind on the blade. So it's got a deep hollow. I have no clue what that means. Okay. What about cackling? God damn, can I not drop this? Okay. Now we put it together partially yet again. Oh, whoops. I have no clue how to pronounce that one either. But how's it going? Okay. We will need the T10 on the screwdriver for this one. Okay. Now for the last one. Okay, there we go. Monkey Goofy, what's up? The Ford Ranger dude, how's it going? I think we're gonna have to loosen these ones a little bit. Oh. Yep, definitely. I'm doing fine. Just cleaning my new knife. Wasn't super clean when I got it, so we're changing that now, and hopefully it'll be smoother than it was to begin with. It is also, if I'm not mistaken, around 10 years old. So okay. These ones are T10s and T8s. Okay. Okay. Now we'll loosen this side again. Okay. And now we're prepped to tighten them back up. just to make sure that the tight side, or the side that doesn't move, is the titanium scale side. Now we'll swap back to the T8 and put the pivot in. I think I actually have a flat out as well. Oh, it's beautiful. It is exactly what I hoped it would be. Just, I wish it had that titanium front scale. Now is it sharp? Factory edge, please. It is factory edge sharp. Well, I wasn't going to sell it to you anyway. I spent my money on this one, not the channel's money. For how thick this thing is, yeah, it is pretty damn smooth. And it's a lot lighter than you'd think. Because it is a titanium frame lock. You'd think it's steel, because it looks kind of like steel. But the thing weighs like a good third less than you think it would. And this will be a hard use knife. Because that is what it was designed for. I'd love to have a 562, but I think at this point, I'm just going to be happy with my 550 here. Damn good looking knife right there. Now I need a regrind for it. Do you like spring assisted stuff? The 350 is spring assisted. Bobrick, what's up? Gypsy, how's it going? That's fair. Go check blade bench, see if you can find one. I guess it also depends on if you have the money for it, really. Now I need to put this one up for sale on Blade Binge. Oh, yeah. What's your goal this year? Money-wise, what's your goal this year? Sweden ADC, what's up? How's it going? $1K? Are you gonna stretch that, or are you gonna put it all into like 2 knives? We need to get you some nice stuff, dude. Like, something really high end. I need to turn around and sell this thing quick. I just realized I have I have another knife at a pawn shop that I need to have the money for. And if I don't sell this, I won't have the money for it. What's the name of what knife? I shredded my left thumb. It is mangled right now. On the table, this is a Benchmade Loco. It's half serrated. Let me go find out how much they go for, and then come up with a price for it. This one is a flat grind, or saber grind, I think. I don't know what a saber grind is, to be honest. I think it's a flat grind that starts halfway down, but I'm not 100% sure on that. See, the problem with Kaiser and stuff like that is they'll come out with a knife, but they won't leave it out for very long. It'll last like 1 or 2 years and then it's gone. Now let's find Benchmade 808 Loco. Filter, Seymour, sold items, show 11 results. So the last half serrated one sold for 200 in October of 2025. Oh no, it sold for under 200. It's in worse condition than this one is, though. Yeah. I could probably do 200 on that. It's S30V. It is a pretty dang big knife. It's got a 3 5/8 knife or blade. It is definitely too big for me to carry. With a 5-inch handle. Mango, we've been missing out on our facts lately. Have you learned anything new about them? You have new facts. Yes. Hell yes. Damn, I didn't know that they were... Were they being genetically bred back then to be more flesh and less seed? That's another good question. Well, time to put the tools away, because I'm not using them anymore. Is this one clean on the inside? Other than some dust. We'll clean out the dust on this, but it won't take tools to do that. Thanks, Bobrick. I definitely needed that in my head. Yeah, I like the Para 3 as well. It's in my top 3. Has its place been taken by the Sebenza? Maybe. Because I miss carrying the Sebenza more than I miss carrying a Para 3. Collaborate sometime? How so? I don't think I've ever seen you in here before. Are those real serrations? Yes, they are real serrations. I didn't know that fake serrations were a thing. Yeah, it's up for sale if you're interested. Well, boy, do I have an idea for you. You know who makes a mirror polished blade? Rockstead does, yeah, but not what I was going for. Chris Reeve does too. You can special order that shit for $150. All you got to do is wait 4 years. Were you talking about, like, have I ever taken... No. I don't know if mirror polishing is going to be an option. We'll see. If you're asking if it came like this from factory, yes it did. Do I have any butterfly knives? No. What's my favorite type of knife? Folding knives. Just a solid everyday carry knife. I seem to like the expensive shit nowadays, but god damn, can I stop missing the trash can? Knives with frame locks lately have been my favorite. Pair of 3 is a solid knife in my top 3. Well, knives, I guess. If you started selling off your collection like I did, you could. How much do you want to spend? I can give you a knife recommendation based on how much you want to spend. I consider 5 and up to be overly expensive. Expensive to me is like 200. I don't know if you guys heard, but Benchmade raised their prices again. They are now officially unaffordable. $100 to $200. I think Spyderco raised their prices too. If not, they're about to. Yeah, fuck you, Benchmade. You can suck a fat one. Yeah, probably the Hogue Deca. They heat treat things properly. I started YouTube when I bought a knife and I was using it to cut cardboard. And then while I was cutting cardboard, the edge folded over and it pissed me off. So I made a video on it complaining about it. And if you go into my shorts and then you go all the way back to my first short, that's me bitching about that knife. It got 1,000 views, 4 subscribers, and that's what got me started. I didn't show up again for like 2 weeks later when I checked and I was like, holy shit, I got 1,000 views. And my last YouTube channel averaged like 2. So in my head, I'm like, I'm famous. So I started making content after that. I think you just missed out on my whole story. Oh well. Yeah, I'd probably recommend a Hogue Deca. Get it in MagnaCut at 62 to 64 HRC. They cheap out on everything other than the blade on these things. Similar to Spyderco. I've gone to one knife show, the Idaho Knife Show. They can be forever for whatever you want them to be for. Just understand that once they leave my hands, They are no longer my responsibility. Here in about 11 minutes, we'll end the stream. Because I have to, what's that clicking sound? Oof. I'm playing with a knife. It's my new knife. I'll be right back. That's interesting that it changes based off of temperature. Hey, dummy, come here. Meow. Meow. Oh. Okay. The dish. I don't know what my Sabenza sounds like right now because it's in the shop. It was the dash. I go live randomly. But if I'm going to go live, it's likely around 8:30 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And right now it is about 3:38 or so. It was like click we. Appreciate that. You know, I appreciate it when you're not stabbing me with your claws. The profile picture knife is a circular 3-bladed knife that I bought from someplace in Rapid City, South Dakota. It was the Reptile Center. Yeah, oil and grease will make different sounds. All right, back outside. At least it's winter, so I'm not covered in cat fur right now. Yes, I'm on early. Here shortly, I'll need to head out though. I'm supposed to drop my sister off at her driver's training thing. At 10 Eastern, so 8 p.m. my time. And 8 p.m. his time. Okay. I'll try and be there. Faro, what's up? It sounds like this. Well, considering he lives in the same city as I do and I've never talked to the guy, I mean, don't get me wrong, my city's got like 500,000 people in it, but you'd still think that we'd frequent the same places. I should probably check that message about a person that wants their knife sharpened. This one's a ZT 550. It's been discontinued for a while. I just happened to find it for a good deal. I got it for $155. It's not for sale though. Well, I gotta try greasing that thing. I think it's 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. It's about perfect, other than it's like really fat. Oh, that one cost me a whopping $6. God damn, cat. Scratch the shit out of my arm. So we need T8 and T10s. Just look down on my arm because it hurts a little bit, and damn, covered in scratches. Well, you should probably sleep, even though you don't want to sleep. Blade Shot, what's up? How's it going? All my fucking knives fell over. Makes sense when they're all stacked on top of a box this small, though. Okay. Now that everything's a little more out of the way, and I need to get the profile picture knife out of here. And no, that three-bladed knife does not have a name. It's been going fine. Nothing super interesting lately. And I'd much rather have it that way because having something interesting going on isn't always a good thing. I'd much rather the boring and simple life up until I own a business, and then shit gets really convoluted and complicated very quickly. Last night, I found this at a pawn shop, and I was just, since I didn't buy it, I was sitting there thinking about it all night. I was like, damn, I should have bought that thing. Well, why'd you stop? Oh, yep. I don't know. What you do is up to you. I don't know what you mean by reserved. Oh. Yeah, that happens. It's what happens when you pause. God damn. She got me good. Shit. God, she's cut me more than I've cut myself with knives. Fucking miss, and then, oh, yep, my finger's bleeding, and blah, 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 blah. Like my whole arm. Oh. You reversed the word reversed. I don't know. Again, it's up to you what you do. She just sits there and does that whenever you hold her. I wouldn't say it's deserved, it's just kind of how she is. She's always been like that. I wish you luck on that. Hope it goes well. Now I want to start off by saying live streaming's easy. It is. It's the coming up with new content all the time and spending your time doing it when you could be doing something more productive that isn't easy. Well, then go stream right now. Aw, Dave. The other guy just isn't here right now. I love it. You liked him? I'll have to tell him that somebody actually likes him for once. At the moment, I've been using the Icon bit set from Harbor Freight. It's like $40. But the other bit set that I use is the Pittsburgh Pro, and it's $10 right now, I think. This one is $200. I do like these ones, but these ones are safety bits, so they have a hole in the middle on most of them. And that's kind of unnecessary, but the holes are there and there's nothing you can do about it. I already said the black one's 200. That's unfortunate. I'm sure it affects overall strength, but in the applications when it comes to knives, it's not going to do anything. And I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't have sold it to you anyway. And my reason for that is you're 8. Okay, we'll see you later. You have a good one. All right. Got a few minutes until I need to head out. I think I'm going to have this thing reground at some point into a deep hollow. And then, again, I want that titanium front scale because I really don't like G10 all that much. Yep, we'll see you later. You have a good one. I don't know what you mean by... Oh, no, not full flat. I want the ZT logo on there. If you look up ZT 550, I'll look it up real quick on Google and I'll show you what I'm going for. Looks like I'll be sharpening a ZT 450 here pretty soon. Joshua, how's it going? ZT 0550 images. There's a guy on YouTube who has about the sickest mod for one of these that I've ever seen. With what I'm pretty sure is a one-off titanium scale. What? I'm sure satin does look good, but I want that ZT logo on there. There it is. Right there. That is exactly what I want done. And if you look at it, at the blade, it has a regrind done. So that is exactly what I want done to this knife, which is one of the whole reasons why I bought it, is so that I could end up with basically this. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure that I care how much it costs me either. Yes, but I will have a ZT like that, so it says my ZT. Not a whole lot, just got a couple new knives in. One for the personal collection here, and then one for resale. It is a Benchmade 808 Loco. I should post my up-to-date inventory, to be honest. I just keep forgetting to do so. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a post on YouTube with all my inventory. No pictures, just inventory with names. Yeah, I think this was before the Griptilian came out, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's also way bigger than the Griptilian too. Let me get my little book of stuff that I have in inventory. I can show you it next to a Griptilian if you're interested. No, if you're interested in seeing them next to each other, I'm more than happy to show you. Griptilian isn't like it's off the table or anything. I just happen to have them both on the table, so. It carries bigger than the Griptilian does by quite a bit, although it doesn't look like it's that much bigger. Retro, what's up? Welcome back. This one's also in G10, and this is shit. G10, garbage. G10, garbage. You can tell the difference when you're carrying them. Definitely. Nice. I don't know what a 113 is. I know the 110 and the 112. I don't think I've ever seen a 113. Yeah. And the fact that apparently they just raised the prices of that thing from 160 to 175. It was the last line of Benchmade knives that was still reasonable. Now with it going up $15, I haven't checked that, by the way. You should go check that and make sure. If it is $15, I'm done. I'm never gonna buy a new Benchmade anyway. But if I was going to, it was gonna be one of those. Um, who does? There, Worksharp, yeah. Worksharp RMX is in magnesium. Magnesium is a naturally corrosive material, though. World, what's up? It is to a degree at a certain point, but the stuff you do in your day to day life is not going to cause that thing to burn. I don't accept kitchen knives. I've done it twice for one for a buddy, and the other dude paid me $15 to do it. But I don't like sharpening kitchen knives. Yeah, I watched that video. Do I have any hunting knives? Any knife can be used for hunting. Just depends on how. Oh, okay. I like the 112 a lot. Yeah, carbon fiber. I don't think carbon fiber burns. You can melt the resin and burn the resin, but the carbon fibers won't burn. That is my alarm. Any minute now, I have to leave. Oh, I like the 112 more than I like the 110. Micarta probably burns. I don't have any knives that were specifically designed for hunting. No. However, there are a lot of knives that weren't specifically designed for hunting or skinning that would be pretty decent at skinning. You're asking the wrong question. I'm still making that list of shit that I have for sale, so pardon me if I'm not paying my full attention to the chat at the moment. What's awesome? I don't think that they do, no. You could use a hunting knife to cook. I'd use a buck, what was it, 119? I'd use that for cooking. There's no point in not. Oh, I thought you meant convex or concave. All right, guys, I got to go ahead and head out. I'll finish this list later, and then I will post it with all the shit that I have for sale. So I might live stream later tonight. We'll see. Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your night, day, morning, whatever it is. And we'll see you in the next one. Appreciate you guys showing up.